What's going on, everybody? Joe Munoz here, Munoz Mission. What are we talking about today? We're talking about finding your why. Finding your why. Sounds deep, and it is deep, okay? It is deep, and with good reason, by the way. Why? What does that mean? That means, why are you doing what you are doing? And I can't tell you how many times people have told me, why do you work so much? Why do you work so hard? Why are you up at 5 a.m. and you're still working at 11 and 12 in the morning? Okay, 11 p.m. to 12 in the morning. Why do you do all these things that you do? And it's a great question. Okay, now, before I tell you all those things, what I would like to tell you and bring to light is this. Whatever your why is, it needs to be big. And it needs to be more than for just you. Whatever your why is needs to be for more than just you. You hear that, Mrs. Shally? Present.
What happened?
Your why needs to be for more than just yourself. You agree? She says she agrees. Okay? So what do I mean? Okay, what do I mean about that? Well, like, who are you doing what you're doing for? So it has to be bigger than you. Your purpose has to be bigger than you. Elon Musk, okay? Elon, love him, all right? And a great inspiration for everybody, right? Elon Musk, he's co-founder of PayPal. He has Tesla Motor Company, right? He's doing the SpaceX thing. The guy's a billionaire. Do you understand? He's a billionaire. And yet he's still pushing and shoving and grinding and getting out there. Why? Because his mission is, well, the latest one now is we're going to Mars, okay? Do you think he's going to Mars for money? I don't think so. It's because there is a mission that is larger than himself, which is he wants interplanetary travel, rather, for humanity. That's a pretty big mission, right? Think about the military. They have a mission. Okay, by the way, think about what happens when you don't have a mission. If you don't have something that you're looking forward to or that you're trying to accomplish, a particular task, what ends up happening is people retire and they die. People come back from being deployed on a mission, and usually the depression sets in and all types of other syndromes that unfortunately are present in society. You don't have anything, any goal, any target that you're going towards, and you get misaligned. Okay, I fly airplanes. If I don't have a destination, where am I flying? I don't know. Where am I going? To nowhere. Okay, so where are you going? This is my question to you. So you got to figure out where it is you're going and why are you doing it. Now, the why has to have several things. Number one, it's got to be bigger than you. You can't just be doing something for yourself. Oh, I want a car. Oh, I want a house. Oh, I want this. Well, and then what? You get the car, and then what? And then you get the house, and then what? This is what happened to me, man. I want to become an airline pilot. I want to become an airline pilot. I'm 13 years old. I'm 14 years old. I'm washing airplanes. I want to become an airline pilot. I'm 15 years old now. 16, I got my student pilot and doing my solo. 17, I got my private pilot license. 18, I got my commercial. 19, I'm out here now grinding in my first job flying cargo. 23 years, I get my ATP license. Finally, I get to a big airline where I'm flying 228 people now. Okay, now what? I'm here. You're finished, right? Now what the heck do you do? Okay, so this is the point in like your targets and your goals, they have to be changing all the time, number one. Number two, it has to be bigger than just you. And initially you're looking for things maybe that are just you, but later on they start to branch into huge things, right? So it has to be bigger than you, okay? That's the first thing that you need to take away is why is it that you're doing what you're doing? It has to be super compelling. Beyond, like, let me tell you what I mean about beyond compelling. Carrie Fisher, she's a lady that did Star Wars. She was starring in the Star Wars movies. She dies, and then the next day, who else dies? Her mom. So Carrie Fisher passes away, and then literally the next day, her mom passes away. Why? Because for her mom, her daughter was her why. Everything she was probably doing had to do with her family and her daughter. Her daughter's no longer there, and then people lose purpose in wanting to live anymore. Right? So think about elderly. When their spouse passes away, what happens to them? Usually they don't last, right? Because why? They have no more why, okay? They don't know what the heck they're doing anymore. People retire. They're not going to work anymore. There's no more mission. There's no more anything for them. So they literally retire, and then they get sick, they age, they start getting arthritis all over the place, and then they die. Okay? So you got to have something in mind that you're doing. Now the other thing is this. All right? Compelling enough, I wrote here, because what? It has to be compelling enough to make you want to be intentional. Listen to what I just said there. Your why needs to be compelling enough to make you want to be intentional. In other words, you want to go through life thriving. What you don't want to do is go through life surviving. If you're only going through life surviving, I promise you it's because you have nothing going on for you right now. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know where you're going. You have nowhere to go. And so when you set the alarm, right, you're sitting on your bedside and you're setting your alarm at night, you're waking up as a reaction to go work for something that you are being forced into doing. It's not an intentional thing. This is like, for example, why with my sister, the first thing I did with her, she got a divorce. I said, look, set an alarm for 5 in the morning. What? Why am I getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning? Dude, just set the alarm for 5 o'clock. Don't worry about it. Why? Because, and it was a Saturday too, by the way. She didn't have to go to work. Why am I going to set it for Saturday and I don't have to go to work? The reason is because I don't want you to be reactionary or reacting, okay? Don't react. Don't be reactive, really, is what I'm getting at. Don't be reactive. What you want to do is be proactive, okay? So if you just set your alarm and wake up, you are reacting because you are forced to go do something in a life where you're only surviving. But if you want to thrive, you will need to be proactive in setting things intentionally for yourself. So I'm usually up in the morning at 5 a.m., sometimes earlier, but certainly no later than 5:30. Why? Maybe I don't even have a flight. Maybe I'm not coming to the office until in the afternoon, like today. I got here at 1 o'clock. I don't even know what time it is, 2 o'clock. I got here like maybe an hour ago at most. But I've been up for a while. Why? Because I want to be proactive and I want to thrive and I don't want to just survive. So I take control back and I do things in an intentional fashion. And the reason you're going to want to do this is because anything worth having is an uphill battle. Anything. So you will not wake up one morning on the top of this mountain, and we'll call this mountain success, okay? We're going to call this success. What does that mean? Well, I don't know. What does it mean for you? It means something different for everybody. Success can mean a job, it can mean a relationship, it can mean a wife, it can mean a spouse, it can mean having a kid, it can mean whatever. It can mean money, it doesn't have to be, it can mean anything for you. So whatever you want, whatever you consider to be success for you, you will have to intentionally make your way up this mountain. And there's two things about climbing a mountain that are true. To climb a mountain, number one, you must be intentional to climb a mountain. What does that mean? In other words, you have to put one foot in front of the other foot. You are not going to poof to the top of the mountain. Surprise, I'm here, okay? It doesn't work like that. So that's the first thing. The second thing, my M is terrible. You need a team to climb a mountain, okay? You need a team, you need leadership, you need mentorship, you need a group of people to surround yourself with that are also on the journey with you. I have never seen anybody climb a mountain alone. It doesn't happen. Go try to climb Mount Rainier in Seattle, okay? They're going to put you in groups of people, and you're going to trek up the mountain in a group of people all together. So it's going to mean that you have to be intentional, right? Putting one foot in front of the other, and you need a team of people to get you up this mountain. But the only reason you're going to be intentional, and the only reason you're going to seek a team to even do anything, is because you have first established why you want to climb the mountain. Why do you want to climb the mountain? Okay, now I can tell you my why. Okay, the reason I want to climb a mountain, right? And the reason I push and I shove and I'm out here every single day from 5 a.m. until midnight every day. Why am I doing this? Okay? Here's why I do it. I do it for my wife. I do it for my daughter. I do it for my parents. I do it for my sisters. okay? And I do it for people. I do everything I do for people. And it's more than likely the case that everything that you're going to do, your why, as to why do you get up and do what you do on a daily basis, and not in a reactionary, but in a proactive. Why do you do something intentionally and proactive every single day, to the point that you literally document it? I write down this stuff every day. It's for people, more than likely. And for me, I want to set an example for my wife, for my daughter. I want to provide for them. I want to be in a good position to take care of my parents, my sisters, and I want to help people, truly, and add value to people's lives. And what you're going to find is, if you are only doing things, if you're only doing things for the car, you're only doing things for the house, you're only doing things for the jewels, you're only doing things for material reasons. If you are only doing things for material reasons, the why is not big enough and compelling enough. Because what's going to happen is you'll get the car, you'll get the house, you'll get all this, and then what? It won't, more than likely, make you feel full and enriched. Because truly where you start to see your purpose is when you start to actually help other people on the same planet that are here with you, going through this little thing called life. All right, so I hope this helps you. MunozMission.com. Just drop an email there. I got all types of daily tips we send out, everything from wealth creation, specifically with money, to other things, mental health, identifying your purpose and your mission. And then how do you actually do these things? You know, it's like the analogy that I like to use is you need a life flight plan, right? You need a life flight plan. So maybe you're here and your destination is here. In aircraft world, we use these things called waypoints. They're literally little points that are based on satellites, okay, GPS, and we navigate to these points until we finally get there. Well, in life, you have a starting point and you have a destination, but sometimes these points, which is really the execution in the middle, make it difficult for anybody to actually do anything because they're not sure where to begin. So the start is actually the stop. You are stopped at the start. Makes sense? So what I want to do is help you with these points, and each one of these points represents something different. This is finance. Okay, you got to have your finances in order. This over here could be everything from influence and communication. You're definitely going to need to know how to do this effectively to make it to wherever it is you're trying to go. Mental health, okay, physical health, leadership, all these things. Okay, it's personal development, building character and developing personally. And one of the largest challenges sometimes I see with people is they're not even in a position of sufficient self-awareness to admit that they even need help. And I can tell you, everybody needs help. Okay, everybody needs help. And I'm smart enough to know that, you know, where are my weak points at? I'm not afraid to admit them so that I can actually develop and grow myself personally in these areas. So I hope I can help you on this journey. MunozMission.com. Like I said, my name is Joe Munoz. Joe Munoz, that's my name. And MunozMission.com is where you're going to find your life flight plan and all the waypoints to take you wherever it is you want to go.